gentlemen, boys and girls, the senior secondary students of SNS heartily welcomes you along to celebrate the incredible achievements of women, acknowledge the challenges they face, and their commitment in building a more inclusive world.
Wings to Women. It is not just about breaking glass ceilings, it's about creating an environment where every woman can dream, thrive, and lead. It's all about equality, opportunity, and respect.
We are talking about a powerful topic that is shaping the world. Wings to women. From the classroom to the boardroom, women everywhere are breaking barriers.
That's right. Women not only are breaking barriers, but challenging norms and demanding equality too. Let's go with the flow.
Mrs. Pearson is a pleasant but worried looking woman in her 40s. Miss Fitzgerald is older.
And that's all I can tell Mrs. Pearson. Could be a good fortune, could be a bad one. All depends on yourself now. Make up your mind, and there it is.
Yes, thank you very much, Mrs. Fitzgerald. I'm much obliged. It's wonderful having a real-time fortune teller living next door. Did you learn that out east too?
I did. 12 years I had of it with my old man rising to be a lieutenant quartermaster. He learnt a lot, and I learnt a lot more. But will you make up your mind, dear?
Not yet. I'm so fond of them. Even if they are being so thoughtless and selfish, they don't mean to be.
Maybe not. But it would be better for them if they learn to treat you properly.
Well, I keep dropping a hint.
Hint? It's more than hints your family needs, Mrs. Pearson.
Yes, I suppose it is.
No doubt about it at all. You think it does them good, running behind them all the time, taking their orders as you were their servant, and staying at home every single night when they go out enjoy?
Well, I keep dropping a hint.
Hint? It's more than hint your family needs, Mrs. Pearson.
I suppose it is, but I do hate any unpleasantness. Oh, good gracious, look at the time. Nothing ready. They'll probably in a hurry and probably in a hurry to leave again.
Let them look after themselves for once. Start now.
Mrs. Fitzgerald, I know you mean well. In fact, I agree with you, but I just can't. I wouldn't be able to keep my promise.
Then let me do it.
Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Fitzgerald. It couldn't possibly be somebody else. I know I ought to do it, but you see how it is.
You haven't got the idea.
Oh, sorry. I thought you asked me to let you do it.
I did, but not as me, as you.
But I can't understand. You can't be me.
How do you know? Ever tried it?
No, of course not.
I have. Won't last long, but long enough for what we want to do.
New money.
Come on, dear, give me your hands.
Well, I have an allergy from smoking.
Smoking? Who says I'm smoking? It's just a habit. Give me your hands.
Well, I don't know. Is it right?
It's your only chance. Give me your hands and keep quiet for a minute. Bum, boom, 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 ha, 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 ha.
You see what I mean, dear. Here, you don't want that.
Oh, it's happened.
Of course it happened.
But it would be terrible if we won't be able to change back.
Here, steady, Mrs. Pearson. If you had to live my life, it wouldn't be so bad. In fact, you'd have more fun as me than as you.
But I don't want to be anybody else.
Mrs. Pearson, we can change back anytime we want.
Well, do it now.
Not likely. I've got to deal with your family first. That's the idea, isn't it?
But what am I going to do?
Go to my house, there's nobody there, and pop back and see what we are doing. You ought to enjoy it.
I think that's the best. You sure it's going to be alright?
It will be wonderful. Now off you go, dear.
Bye.
Doris enters. A pretty girl in her early 20s. She's pleasant enough if she's not spoiled.
Mom, did you iron my yellow dress? I must wear it tonight. What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Whitewashing the ceiling?
But you're smoking.
No law against it, is there?
I thought you didn't smoke.
Then you thought wrong.
Are we having tea in the kitchen?
Have it where you like, dear.
Do you mean it isn't ready?
Yours isn't. I've had all I want. Might go for the Clarendon for a square meal.
Who might?
I might. Who do you think?
Mom, what's the matter with you?
Don't be silly.
It's not me that's being silly, and I must say it's a bit much when I've been feeling off colored and you don't even bother to get my tea ready. Did you even hear about my yellow dress?
No, don't you like it now? Because I never did.
Of course I like it, and I'm going to wear it tonight. I want it iron.
Want it iron? What do you think? It's gonna iron itself.
No, you're gonna iron it for me. You always do.
Well, now I don't. And don't talk rubbish about working hard, Miss Doris Pearson. I have a great idea how much you do. I work twice as asked you do and get no wages, not thanks for it. By the way, why are you gonna wear that yellow silk? Whom are you going out with?
Out with Charlie Spence.
Why?
Why? Why? What's the matter with you? Why shouldn't I go with Charlie Spence? If you ask me, and I want to. Any objections? Go on. You might as well tell me.
Can't you find anyone better than Charlie Spence? I wouldn't sit dead with him. Buck teeth, half-witted.
He isn't.
If I was your age, I would have found somebody better.
Oh, shut up.
Cyril Pearson, a masculine counterpart of Doris.
Hello mom, tea ready?
No,
Why not?
I don't bother.
Are you feeling off color or something?
Never felt better in life.
What's the idea then?
Just a change.
Well, snap out of it mom and get the cracking. Haven't got too much of time.
I have plenty of time.
Yes, but I went. I got a busy night tonight. Did you put my things out?
Well, I doubt it.
Now look, when I asked you this morning, you promised. You said you're going to look to them in case of any mending.
Well, now decided. I don't like mending.
That's a nice way to talk. What would happen if you all talk that way?
You all do talk like that. If there's something you don't want to do, you just don't do it. If it's something at your work, you get the union to bar it. Now all that happened is that I've joined the movement.
Join the movement? I don't get it mom. What's going on?
Changes.
Mom?
You look terrible. I wouldn't wear that face for Charlie Spence too.
Oh, shut up about Charlie Spence. And anyhow, I'm not ready yet, just dressing. And if I do look terrible, it's your fault. You made me cry.
Why? What did she do?
Never you mind.
Have you any stout left? I can't remember.
Yes, a bottle or two I think. But you don't want start now.
I do.
What for?
To drink, you idiot.
Has she been like that with you too?
Yes, no tea ready. Couldn't care less.
Well, I'm glad it's both of us. I thought I had done something wrong.
So did I, but it's a rough course.
She was smoking and playing cards when I came in. I couldn't believe my eyes.
I asked her if she was feeling off color, but she said she wasn't.
Well, she's suddenly all different, and that's what made me cry. It wasn't what she said, but the way she said and the way she looked.
I haven't noticed that. She just looks the same to me.
Well, she doesn't to me. Do you think she could have hit her head or something and get what is it,
Do you mean she's balmy?
No, you idiot, concussion. She might have.
Sounds far-fetched.
Well, she is far-fetched, if you ask me.
Now then, what is it?
If she's going to be like this when Dad comes home,
I'm staying in for that. I'm going to buy the front row tickets.
You two are always talking about being grown up. Why don't you do act of your age at once?
Can't we laugh now?
Yes, if it's funny. Go on, make me laugh.
Mom, you never understand our jokes.
I was yawning at your jokes before born, Doris.
What's making you talk like this? What have we done?
Nothing much. Ask for something, go back, again come in, because there's nowhere else to go.
Look, if you won't get a tea ready, then I'll find something myself to eat.
Why not? Help yourself.
Mind you, I think it's a bit thick. I've been working on it all day.
Same here.
8 hours a day?
Yes, 8 hours day. And don't forget it.
Of course it is.
Well, I've done my 8 hours.
That's different.
Of course.
It was. Now it isn't. 40-hour week for all now. And just wait until the weekend when I'm my 2 days off.
Need something to eat. Looks as if I need to keep my strength up.
Mummy, you don't mean you're not going to do anything on Saturday and Sunday?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I might make a bed or two and cooking as a favor. And any of you two 40-hour weekers are in a nasty disappointment. Might go off for the weekend as well.
Go off for the weekend?
If I don't need to change, who does? Stuck here day after day, night after night.
But where would you go? Who would you go with?
That's my business. You don't ask me where you should go and whom you should go with, do you?
That's different.
The only difference is that I'm a lot older and better able to look myself. So it's you who should do the asking.
Did you fall and hit your head with something?
No, but I hit you with something if you ask me these silly questions.
Oh, this is awful.
Stop blubbering. You're not a baby. If you don't have to call Charlie Spence, behave properly and stop it.
Hello, what's this? Can't be anything to cry about.
You see,
Did she say you'll see?
Yes.
What did she mean?
But ask her.
Stout?
Yes.
What are you drinking stout for?
Because I fancied some.
At this time of day?
What's wrong with this time of the day?
Nothing, I suppose. But Annie, I've never seen you do it before.
Well, you're seeing me now.
Yes, and I don't like it. It doesn't look right. I'm surprised at you.
Well, that ought to be a nice change for you then.
What do you mean?
It must be some time since you were surprised at me, George.
I don't like surprises. I'm all for a study going on. By the way, I forgot to tell you this morning, I wouldn't want any tea. There's a special snooker match night at the club tonight and a bit of supper going. So, no tea.
That's alright, there isn't any.
You mean you didn't get any ready?
And a good thing as it turned out.
That's all very well, but suppose I'd wanted some?
My goodness, listen to the man. Annoyed because I don't get him a tea which he doesn't even want. Ever tried that at the club?
Tried what at the club?
Going up to the bar, telling them, you don't want a glass of beer, but you're already annoyed because they haven't poured out any. Try it on them and see what you get.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They will laugh at you even more than they do now.
Laugh at me. They don't laugh at me.
Of course they do. You know, they're standing jokes, famous. They call you Pompey Pearson because they think you're too slow and pompous.
Never.
I can't understand why you have to spend so much time at a place where they're always laughing and calling you weird names. Leaving your wife at home night after night instead of going out with her who doesn't make you look a fool.
Here, Cyril, you've been with me to the club once or twice. They don't laugh at me and call me Pompey Pearson, do they?
Well,
Well, go on, tell me, do they?
yes, Dad, I'm afraid they do.
Well, I'll be damned.
Now, you shouldn't have told him that, Mom. You hurt his feelings and mine too.
Sometimes it does people good to have their feelings hurt. The truth ought not to hurt anybody for too long. But perhaps if your father didn't go to the club so often, they would stop laughing at him.
I doubt it.
Possibly you do, but your opinions don't matter. Why do you have to spend a lot of money at Grayon races, dirt tracks, ice shows?
Well, what if I do? I got to enjoy myself somehow, haven't I?
I wouldn't mind so much if you're enjoying yourself, but are you?
Might be for me, I'll see. It's that silly old bag from next door, Miss Fitzgerald. You don't want her here, do you?
Certainly I do. Ask her in. And don't call her a silly old bag either. She's a very nice woman with lot more sense you'll ever have. Come in, Mrs. Fitzgerald.
I just wondered if everything's alright.
No, it isn't.
Of course it is. You be quiet.
Why should I be quiet?
Because I tell you to young spoiled python.
Oh no, surely.
Mrs. Fitzgerald, I'll manage my family in my own way. Please.
Yes, but Cyril?
Mr. Cyril Pierce sent you, Miss Fitzgerald.
Oh dear, what's happening?
Nothing much. Just putting them in their places, which you have to done long since.
Is George home?
Yes, he's there. I'll be telling what they think of him at the club.
Well, they think a lot about him, don't they?
No, they don't. Now he knows it.
You shouldn't have said that.
Nonsense. Doing them all in world of good and they'll be eating out of your hand soon. You'll see.
I don't think I want them eating out of my hands.
Well, whatever you want, they'll do. All three of them. Mark my words, Mrs. Pearson.
Just looked in for a minute. I suppose Mrs. Fitzgerald.
I suppose so, George.
George.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What does it matter? Your name's George, isn't it? Who do you think you are? Duke of Edinburgh?
Isn't it bad enough without her calling me George? No tea Pompey Pearson, and poor Doris has been crying her eyes out upstairs.
Oh dear, I ought to have known.
You ought to have known. Why ought you to have known? Nothing to do with you, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Look, we're at 6s and 7s here just now, so perhaps you'll excuse us.
I won't excuse you, George Pearson. Next time a friend of mine comes to visit me, just say something good like good evening or how do you do. And don't just march in and sit down. It's bad manners.
No, it's alright.
It isn't alright. We'll have some decent manners in the house. Otherwise, I know the reason why.
Well, what?
They're waiting for you at the club, George. Go on. Don't disappoint me. Let them have a good laugh.
That's right. Make me look silly in front of her now. Go on. Don't mind me. Getting the neighbors in to see the fun. What's the matter with you? Have you gone barmy or what?
If you shout at me again like that, George Pearson, I'll slap your big fat silly face.
Oh no, please, Mrs. Fitzgerald.
Either I'm off my chump or you two are. What do you mean? Oh no, please, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Look, you're Mrs. Fitzgerald. So why are you telling yourself to stop when you're not doing anything? Tell her to stop. Then there'd be some sense in it. I think you must be tiddly.
Say it again, George Pearson.
All right.
Hello, Doris, dear.
Hello, Mrs. Fitzgerald.
I thought you were going out with Charlie Spence tonight.
What's that to do with you?
Stop that.
No, it's alright.
It isn't alright. I won't have a daughter of mine talking like that. And now, answer Mrs. Fitzgerald properly or go back upstairs again.
Don't look at me. I give it up. I just give it up.
Well, answer her.
I was going out with Charlie Spence tonight, but now I've called it off.
Oh, what a pity. Why, dear?
Because if you must know, my mother's been going on at me, making me feel miserable and saying that he's got buck teeth and is half-witted.
Oh dear, you shouldn't have said that.
Mrs. Fitzgerald, I'll manage my family in my own way. Please.
Ticking her off now, are you, Annie?
They're waiting for you at the club, George. Go on. Don't disappoint them. And don't you start crying again, Doris.
Now, that's enough. Quite enough. Now you two. I want to have a little private talk with Mrs. Pearson. So I'll be obliged if you leave us for a few minutes alone. There is something here that only I can deal with. Please, go on.
I'm glad somebody can, cause I can't. Come on, Doris.
Mrs. Fitzgerald, we must change back. We really must.
Why?
Because they have all gone miserable. I cannot see it.
A bit more of the same will do them great. Making a great difference already.
I insist you, please. I cannot bear it.
Well, if you insist.
I do.
Quiet now. Relax.
Yes.
Abadam, chigram, drum, brum, ha 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 ha.
Ah, it's happened.
Did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed it a lot. Now you listen. Don't go soft on them again or else it'll have been wasted.
Well, I'll try not to, Mrs. Fitzgerald.
What's the one thing that you want them to do? Stay at home for once?
Well, yes. I would like to have a supper and a game of rummy. The last time I played was last Christmas.
That'll do then. Hoy, you can come in now. Remember, a firm hand. A firm hand.
Yes, Mother?
Since you guys have decided you're not going out anywhere, I've decided what we would like to do.
Remember?
No objections, I hope.
No, Mother, what I will say.
Well, I've decided that we would like to have a nice game of rummy and you children will make the supper. We'll have a nice talk with your father.
Suits me. What about you two?
Yes, that's all right.
Well,
Well, what? Speak up.
I think that would be lovely.
It's wonderful having you, Mrs. Fitzgerald. Come again soon.
Night all. Have a great time. Bye, dear.